Hi everyone, I am Shubham. I will be presenting our work Lost in Translation Found in Spans Identifying Claims in Multilingual Social Media. This is joint work with Megha and Preslove. Let me start with a brief introduction to the claims in social media. A claim is defined as a statement that asserts something as true or valid, often without providing sufficient evidence for verification. The task of claim span identification aims to identify the textual segments containing claims made in a social media post. For example, this Facebook post makes a claim that Karnataka High Court declared that police should not beat people who violate the lockdown, and thus the CSI task here focuses on identifying the blue text in this example, filtering out the remaining irrelevant text present. Previous research efforts on claim span identification have been limited to the English language, and the available datasets restrict to manually curated posts from specific platforms such as Twitter. In this work, we reduce these research gaps and curate a multilingual dataset named Xclaim in 6 languages. We present strong baselines and an empirical study using state-of-the-art language models. I shall start with the details of data curation. Our dataset curation methodology works in 2 steps: data collection and automated annotation. Next, we walk through both of them. We collect our data from numerous fact-checking websites such as Aaj Tak, which are recognized by the International Fact-Checking Network. These sites provide us with the social media post text along with the claim contained in them. As the claims are authored by professional fact checkers in their own words, we call them as normalized claims. In the second step, that is automated annotation, we label the claim containing textual segment within the social media post using the human written normalized claim as the guidance from the previous or first step. First, we look for the most relevant sentence that encapsulates the claim made in the post. We do this by computing a similarity score like BERT score between the normalized claim and each of the post sentences, and we select the sentence with the maximum score. Then using awesome align, we find the words in the post sentence that align with the words in the normalized claim. This results in the final claim span. This concludes our discussion on data curation. Using this methodology, we create the Xclaim dataset, whose language statistics are shown here. We created the test sets by manual annotation of nearly 900 social media posts in the 6 languages. So far, we have seen the dataset details. Now let us move towards the experiments on the multilingual CSI task. First, we investigate if the model generalizes better when trained in different languages. We train 2 kinds of models. First, the monolingual model, where the model is trained on one language and tested on the same language. And second, the multilingual model, which is trained on all the languages together. We note that there are no monolingual results for Telugu and Bengali due to lack of training data in these languages. We observe significant gains with multilingual models over the monolingual ones on an average over the 4 languages, positively answering the question. Second, we find out if training data in low resource languages helps over the same in high resource languages. We add 2 more kinds of models as shown in green and yellow. In zero shot, we test the monolingual English model over the remaining 5 languages, whereas in translate train, we translate the English training data to the target language and train a model using just the translated data. We find that multilingual model is better than both zero shot and translate train. So far, we have used only encoder-only language models. Now we evaluate the generative large language models using our Xclaim dataset. We prompt the LLMs in the GPT series by asking them to identify the claim made in the social media post without showing them any labeled examples. We observe huge performance gains with the latest GPT-4 model when compared to the previous LLMs like TextDaVinci. As shown by the green bar, we apply in-context learning with 10 labeled examples and find that GPT-4 further improved its performance by 2.8% F1 over the 6 languages. Interestingly, when comparing the GPT-4 model with the smaller encoder-only language model, EMNLP, we find that GPT-4 shows competitive performance in high-resource languages like English and Hindi, whereas it lags behind the smaller fine-tuned language model by a significant margin in the low-resource languages like Telugu and Bengali. As a final takeaway, in this work we curated a multilingual dataset called XClaim for the task of multilingual claim span identification in 6 languages. We discussed the empirical study of the task and reported strong baselines using the state-of-the-art language models. The dataset and code are publicly available on this GitHub link. Thank you for your interest in our work.